you had an amazing, productive, relaxing, rejuvenating weekend. We are getting close to the blue moon, the full moon, the last moon in August, um, which I believe will be in Pisces. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe it will be in Pisces. I think so. Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. But we are, I would have to double check that. But we are nearing right around the corner of that, which will be on the 30th. Okay? So, I'm excited. I hope that you guys are excited. We're going to get into this week's reading. I'm going to go ahead and start with the proverb and then go from there, okay? What do we have for our fellow little listener spirit? What do they need to know unbiasedly? I thought there was 16. So we got 12, and then we got 61. Oh, fuck it. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, okay? So, 12 is stand still, which is above heaven, below earth. When harshness and darkness prevail, even the best people may withdraw from society to avoid being corrupted. By protecting themselves rather than actively working for the good, they allow people with negative purposes to seize power. In time, passivity can become stagnation and the will to fight is extinguished. So it's basically saying if you feel like this is something small, right? It's not that serious, it's not that important, it's not that detrimental, it's not that bad. Speak up about it. Bring it out to the table. Because even if it's not that bad to you, it is something that, again, in the long run, can cause a domino effect of things that are bad, right? So if you're like, it's not fine, they don't do it that often, or it doesn't happen that often, or I don't know how to approach it, it's a means of standing for a moment to reflect, especially with the Mercury retrograde, which is about communication of all things, not just communication and talking and possible misunderstanding, but communication on your career, promotions, new jobs, aspects of that sort. A little bit of delays or confusion within communication for technology and it's just glitching. So it's just more than just one way of communication, of delays, of disruptions, of setbacks, right? It's a way of reflecting, allowing yourself patience, allowing yourself to see how you act in these situations. So if it is a situation where it's like, damn, I should have brought that up, bring it up now, right? It is a means of like, oh, it's not that bad. That is a way of allowing something bad or evil to prevail, which can be a bad habit for somebody, or a bad cycle, or a bad practice, or things of that sort. What you will feel like it's not that important, it's small, it's mundane, it's something that you are actually taking a step back and allowing it to continuously go on. So speak up, put some action into it, intentional thought, make some changes and do that, because that is what is needing represented. You just not saying anything because you feel like it's not that bad, it's not that serious, I'll let it go, I'll bring it up next time, or whatever it is, or I don't want to cause a trouble, I don't want to be the first person, or hopefully somebody else does it, right? It's like that thing of like, oh, somebody must have already called, and then it's a realization. There's so many stories of like people in accidents, which is when I start talking to people just being in accidents and nobody called because this idea that somebody else has called, somebody else has took action. I don't need to take action, and it's this need of always feeling like if you're always waiting on somebody to tell you, I'll be waiting on forever, right? That's a Black song. I don't remember it. I gotta remember it, but it's a means of if you're waiting on, I need this gotta happen. I'm gonna wait for it to happen again before I bring it up, right? Or I'm gonna wait till the next meeting before send an email, right? It's a means of taking that extra initiative, that extra step forward and getting ahead of something before you have to either battle it or you have to deal with it now afterwards, okay? So the affirmation is heaven and earth do not unite. Stand still, bring stagnation. Okay? Stand still, bring stagnation. Taking a step back And reflecting is different than standing still. Meditating, journaling, going out in nature, taking a break, taking a rest is different than standing still as well. Because you're still allowing your body to move, actively do something, heal, recuperate, or take a breather before you do take that action. But when you're just not taking an action, it's a little different. The next one that we have is 61, which is inner truth. Above wind, below lake. Wind ruffles the still surface of the lake, breaking up its reflection of the sky. Thus, truth is separated from illusion. The lake is not heaven after all, which is funny because heaven was in the last one. Its depths hold their own truths, which must be explored by going beneath the surface. The wise person does not fear to stir the deep waters in search of inner truth. A life of illusion cannot be maintained forever. Again, it's that, are you standing still? Are you not doing anything? This is also, lake cannot interact with heaven, right? It's that truth. It's that breaking it down. So for this week, it's a means of, now that we have understood our truth with the growth, the expansion, the reflection, the releasing, it's this realization of, now I have to stand in that. So the new habits that you've created, you having to stand in that. The new routine that you've created, the new mindset, you cutting somebody off, you deciding to quit something, whatever it is, right? It's this means of standing there. You deciding to bring something up to court and maybe fight your apartment office on the legal issue, or you having to go to court on the legal front, or you having to start a new job, or you're having it's a means of you having to speak up now. And when you speak on that truth, you have to actively work to continuously push for that truth, stand in that truth, know that truth, and that is also the good, because evil is lies. If we're thinking about it, that's like that's the evil, the lies, the corruption. But once you go below the surface of being like, it's not that important, it's not that serious, I'm not that worried about it, this and that, and you're being real truthful and honest, it disrupts that reflection that wasn't even real in the first place. The lake was not the sky. It never was the sky. It's the lake. So it's this means of realization of, be like, oh, it's not that bad. You're allowing, again, the lake to be still, stagnation, and we don't want that, okay? So once you start sticking to a routine, a habit, and or you are deciding to fight something, speak up for something, be more active in something, right? If I'm even thinking about my life of just being more active, like when I first started out with being vegan, it was just because I wanted to lose weight. That's it. But now it's like, okay, let me take those steps further. Like, this is my truth now. This is what I'm deciding to do. It's the expansion of that, right? So find out what your truth is, what your new routines are, your new mindsets, your new goals, your things that you have set up to change. That is now your truth, your core, which is leading with your integrity, your intuition, your purpose. Right? You understand that. Now it is standing on that, making sure that nothing disrupts that, but also, again, for social issues, for humanitarian issues, right? For inequality in any type of way, sticking up and standing for that. If you are truly an ally, be an ally and stick up and stand truly actively in that, right? So, taking those means, cultivating it, and now standing on it. Okay? So for this week, stand in your truth, speak up. Don't just like, I mean, they didn't mean no harm by it, when you know, like, that can be harmful depending on where they're at. If I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking like, that's possibly harmful, that's not right, that's not something that should be allowed. What are they doing? It's something that needs to be nipped in the bud before it starts to grow. Okay? Oops. That don't look right to me. We're going to go ahead and tap into see what's going on with your career for the week. Your career, your life, your job, your material world, right? Your physical world, should I say. Things that allow material possession and things, right? How's your money looking? How's your mind looking in regards to your money, finances for the week? Wow, that's a good card here. I want to stop there. Anything else, Spirit, in regards to finances, money, the relationship with it, wealth, monetary gains, career? Anything else before I close it out? Anything else before I close it out? Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. Okay. Spirit is saying if you want good fortune, which is the first card that popped out, good fortune means that there's blessings on the way, there's abundance on the way, you're reaping benefits. Again, the last few readings for the collective for you guys has been about recognizing your purpose, now standing in your purpose, having to cut things out so that way you can live in your purpose. Right before it was growth, it was elevation, it was healing, it's going through all those things. These past few weeks is about, okay, now we're pushing the limit, now we're pushing it forward, now we're doing something, right? We're still trying to deal with the emotions for you, right? And making sure that that is still in balance, because having to deal with that, yes, your body and your spirit is going to go, but that's also a little bit out of there. Now it's saying this has been for a sense of purpose. I didn't even see that. That is crazy, I'll tell you. But good fortune, that means blessings are coming in, opportunities are coming in, new possibilities and ways of making money, having financial stability, just having something in your pocket, new opportunities for that, right? So good fortune, blessings, wealth, abundance, prosperity. That is what's coming in. Letters of 13 is the end of old ways of having that as well within this deck, and allowing new ways of allowing that to trickle into your life, and that allowing into a breakthrough, okay? But Spirit is also saying that you need truth, right? You need to start speaking your truth, writing down your truth, keeping your receipts, your information. You need to start being authentically yourself. When you are feeling something in your heart, know and trust that you understand your feelings and your emotions enough that you can speak that with emotional intelligence, truthfully, honestly, compassionately, right? And still let you know, like, this is my feelings, this is my emotions, but also to speak your truth, like, I deserve this. I don't get why I haven't gotten this promotion yet. I don't get why I haven't gotten this raise yet. I don't get why I haven't looked for another job yet. I don't get why I haven't started my business yet. I don't get why I haven't decided to invest in myself. It's the truth of the matter of whatever that is for your career and your monetary gains. I don't know why I'm not sailing yet. I don't know what I truly want to do. I don't think I'm actually as financially responsible as I think I am. I think I'm a little bit tight knit with my money. I got a lot of money, but I don't spend it, so now I just feel like I got all this. And so it's a means of tapping into the truth, because with the good fortune again comes financial wisdom and literacy, right? The capability of understanding how to manage your funds, but also money is energy. So spending money, having fun with your money, investing in yourself, that is also an allowance of truth. And we also got stormy. So you could have been going through some rocky waters with the funds for a long period of time, right? Because typically on ships, you can be there for months and or years on a ship. So depending on what you've been going through, this is letting you know that a breakthrough is coming through financially, especially with the good fortune and the truth coming in. That also leads to karma. That also leads to clear waters, a little bit more calmer. Again, that little bit more stability. So if that is what you have been looking for, I'm just adjusting myself because I'm not comfortable. There we go. So that is what you have been looking for. If this is letting you know that you are coming out of stormy waters, the more you are starting to live in your truth, you're not allowing evil to prevail. You are allowing yourself to not live in a world of illusion, but in reality that allows you to live even more in your truth for finances. Because again, if it's energy and it's in that mindset, if I have the energy of always being abundant in everything, why is my money not matching up to it? It is. You're coming out of this storm. Just know this is crazy because this card was under this card. I didn't even see it. So we have courage and protection. Courage is again standing on that truth, meaning that, not being afraid, not taking a step back and be like, I won't speak up, I won't do it, it's fine, you're shy. Not in your career, not when it comes to your money, not when it comes to your worth and that means, right? So if you're an artist, you're like, I guess I don't need to spend that much. Why are you not even covering the cost of a canvas? Or in the time that it took to actually create whatever project you're crafting. It's a means of having the courage to speak and ask for what you want in that. It's a means of like, no, this is what I want to do. I won't accept that. And having the courage to deny an opportunity, knowing that that's not for you, that's not what you want, because it's not that's not going to bring me anything. My heart's not going to be in it, which means I'm going to relax later, which means later on I'm going to have to stay and I'm going to be in another stormy situation because I decided not to live my truth because I thought it was something that was of good fortune and it was just fortune. And now I'm unfortunate. And that can lead to a series of unfortunate events. Okay? So just know that you are protected when you have courage to live in your truth, to wade out those waters because now you're coming to shore. Land ho. Is it land ho? Land ho, or is it land ahoy? I thought that's why they got Chips Ahoy, because they call the people on deck Chip, but did they call them skippers? Anyways, realize that. So this is about protection. No matter what you do, no matter what you think, no matter where you go, whatever realm, whatever it is, it's protection. So just know that on this material realm, that as soon as you start to recognize, no, I'm not allowing that. I'm going to start speaking up in meetings more because things need to start to change on my day-to-day basis while I'm at this company, so that way I can do my job properly. You need to start speaking up. You need to start standing in that. And again, if you are bringing something in terms of legal and it has to do with finances, stand in that. Stand in that truth. Have the courage to, how the hell did he get back out? Never mind, I know how he got back outside. But, sorry, I just seen Ruby, my cat, so he's literally just laying right there. But so that, look, we'll take that as a message, as a means of there's always a way. If that door is closed, the front door is closed, which is where I let him in, there's always another way to come back in and go outside and explore and have that expansion. If you really want something, there's always a way to get it, but you don't need to just accept something because you feel like, oh, that's the only way to have it. With your career, with your life, with your money, with your finances, with your stability, especially with the world and the climate that we're living in, especially where you're living at, right? It's a means of, it's a lot of fight the power at this moment in time. But make sure that you are fighting the power with your own power, because you have to recognize that you have it. Okay, so for your career, again, keep your emails, keep your messages, keep your receipts, keep keep a paper trail if you're doing business, and that means for your own independent company, whatever it is that you're doing. If you are collaborating with someone, thinking about working, keep all of that information, because it's a means of like, this is what I want to allow, this is what I will allow, and that's awesome manifestation, right? So you are ready to, like, I'm out of that storm, ready to see the land hold, and start writing your truth, living your truth, having it clear information like 61. No longer living in an illusion of just allowing things. Am I really allowing this because I enjoy it? Or I'm allowing it because now my body's accustomed and used to it. You know? We don't want that for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at love for the week. See what's happening in regards to relationships. Meaning platonically and romantically, as well as family and career. Okay, my card will start to do a little thing. Spirit, what do we have for love for the collective for this week? Love for the collective for this week. Above and one below. Anything else for the collective for this week? Anything else? Alright. Finish it up, please, because I know we're missing something. So please speak. I know I'm missing something. Anything else? Last piece to the story, please. Okay. Can you clarify hidden agenda just a little bit more for me? Just a little bit more for me. Clarify hidden agenda, please. Gotcha. Okay. No, we're good. All right. So, in regards of love to love with love. So we have two scenarios. Somebody is thinking about getting in a relationship, they're dating, or they just started this relationship, whatever it is. And then another is currently in a relationship, but it is getting to a point where it's like, I don't know if I really want to be here. And it's like, let's dip. But it's a means of something that honestly has to do with you. Okay? So for the first one, this is again a new love, whether you're dating, you just started in being in a relationship with this person, whatever it is, it's a means of this is just a new fresh start of love. We have mutual feelings, right? So this is a mutual attraction, which is great. It's positive. That means that they are very intrigued in you as much as you are intrigued about them. They have great communication and listening. They want to spend time with you. They want to know about your day. They're caring. It's this mutual feeling of attraction. They enjoy spending time with you. They want to have fun with you. Things of that sort. So taking that in, it's a means of having mutual feelings. And it's making you feel in a way where it's not neglecting yourself, right? So this person doesn't make you feel like you have to neglect yourself, right? It actually helps you enhance on your self-love, enhancing your self-growth, your awareness. It just allows you to see more things about yourself that you didn't even recognize, and you're falling even more in love with yourself as you are with them, because it's allowing you even more grace with yourself, patience, just tenderness. See how they're slowly caressing themselves, and that's because that mutual feeling is not making you feel like you're pulling more of the load or you're not getting enough or anything of that sort. It's very mutual, and that allows you to feed into yourself as well. So give it time, right? Like I said, this is a new love, which is why we see the rose buds, and they're not quite there yet. They're just starting, right? They're just it's just like cleansing by the water by the beach. So give it time, nurture it, continue to um, cater to it in a sense of not again just allowing that mutual feeling to enhance you. So just give it time. Allow this to grow slowly, organically, and just in a way that functions for the both of you. Because in all honesty, you are ready. You are ready for this. You are prepared for this, which is why you're actually able to expand even more in yourself. It's because you are ready for this. Because it's not in a loss of self, it's in a growth and expansion of self. So for this new love, just give it time. Continue to nurture it. Have fun and experience it, and just do those things. Okay. So for this one, it was a little confusing because we got hidden agenda and then some other stuff. But then it kind of came to realization. So we got hidden agenda and I was confused. So they gave release the past. So with this one, it's letting me know that you are holding on to something from your past, right? Past hurt, past situations, past pain, past trauma of how you grew up, neglect, issues in that regard, or whatever it is in that sense. You have to release the past, because now you feel like the person in the present has a hidden agenda, right? There's something sneaky, there's something sly. They're not being completely authentically themselves. They're not being vulnerable enough with me. They're not being open and honest. It's something where it's like you feel like they're not being exactly who you think that they are. But that's because of the past. And when you're holding on to that, you're now holding up, this like picture of the past in front of this person's face. And you're like, this is what you're doing. And you feel like they have a hidden agenda, and it's really you placing that in there. And that's where we have overcoming challenges. So this isn't a means of you have to actually be vulnerable. You have to actually be open. You have to be real and honest and truthful and say what it actually is what's going on and why you're feeling that way. So that way you guys can overcome those challenges together. So that way they can understand, and that way they can give you that reassurance if that's what you're looking for, even more confidence in the relationship. That also allows better communication as well, better growth. That also allows for more authenticity within yourself in the relationship. And sometimes after you overcome those challenges, it can also be a means of just being spontaneous as well. Still having fun in the relationships, still enjoying each other's time and company. We learn something new about ourselves every day. Imagine somebody that didn't get to grow with us the way that we got to grow with us, right? So after you are able to communicate, be open and honest about how you're feeling, hitting agendas, feelings of that sort, it's a means of recognizing I can be more spontaneous because I have trust in my relationship and in myself, right? So don't give up on the relationship. Don't give up on yourself, on the healing, on the growth of that. In the means of, if you feel like somebody is hiding something, not being real, it is time for you to be real about that. Okay? So come clean, and that allows again more fun, more excitement, more joy in your relationships to actually happen, and that's what we want, and that's what we need. Not him running after something. Let me mind my business. Let's see. We'll do what is and isn't working, but I'm only going to get one card. My phone is overheating because it's right in front of the sun, and it's also charging. So what isn't working for this week for the collective? Just one card, Spirit. Just one card. What isn't working for the collective, Spirit? What is working for the collective, Spirit? Y'all hear him? There's one card for what is working for the collective, Spirit. They keep wanting to give me threes. They keep giving me three separate cards, but they're three. Just one, please, or we have to do a witch's spread. We got the snake. Give me a second. I'm open the door for this cat. Run the door. Come on. Children. Okay. So, what isn't working is air right now at this point in time, which is the dragonfly. So, we're going to go ahead and pull into that. And yes, dragonflies towards the beginning. I miss seeing dragonflies. Those are like so beautiful. Wow. A little bit deep in there, ain't you, dragon? So the key words for dragonfly, this isn't what is going to work for you this week. So be mindful of that. So the keywords are master of light, illusion, which is 61, and the mind. This is an ancient and ethereal creature and awakens a sense of wonder and awe, which kind of leads to the truth, excitement, and exploration, growth, and things of that sort, and also allows you to stick to your core values and core sense of self. It says it is also a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. Some questions to ask yourself that is worth considering for the quality of your mind and perception are you restless or still? Right. And still in a means of calming your mind, calming your body. If you need to make a split decision, you could. If you know that this isn't going to work for you, if you need to speak up, whatever it is. Or are you restless, like you're doing this and taking it and just everywhere? The next questions are is your mind dreamlike or is it crystal clear? Are we feeding into that illusion? Delusion, it's not that bad, it's okay. I'll sacrifice and suffice even though I'm draining myself, or is it crystal clear? Right? It says the situation at hand, whatever it may be, whatever you may go through this week, keep in mind that at the first glance it reminds you to calm the mind so that the light of wisdom can shine through. So again, it's a difference in being at a complete standstill, not moving, not saying anything. No, this is calming your mind so that way when you do take that action, what you need to take, so that evil doesn't prevail, which is so hilarious. So that evil doesn't prevail is when you do that, okay? So it says when you are in balance, you see clearly. You're joyful and you're magical. When you are out of balance, you can't concentrate. And you have a busy mind. It's going a mile a minute, even when you're asleep. There is no rest because you are restless in the waking world, okay? So you can't concentrate in the waking world, and now you're restless while you're sleeping as well. To bring it to balance, focus on your breath. You have to quiet everything around you in order to hear your breath. Unless you're breathing heavy, but if you're breathing heavy, what are you doing? Right? And you're being mindful of that. What are you doing? Okay? So what is going to work for you is the snake. I love the snake because it is also about awakening power, but it's also about the earthly realm. Okay, so once you got the spiritual down, it was working on that, it was great. It's a means of now tapping into, again, those earthly realms and things. So the keywords are guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. Okay, it is about your highest potential and it lays dormant in your spine. So if you've been having back issues, back problems, You may notice that you haven't been able to just be as direct as you want to be. It's like something is shifting or changing, right? That is the snake. It is coiled up in your spine and it is ready to be unraveled and awakened, right? It is about untapped power, unawakened potential, things of that sort. So the questions that I want you to ask is, what would life look like if you woke up the snake? Okay? The last question is, hold on, let me see. Got the niggery of this. Oh shit, that was stupid. That was not smart, you guys. I unplugged the thing. What accident? That was not smart. I thank you all for your patience. It's Mercury in retrograde. That's what we're going to blame it on, yeah? Oh, different perspective, but hey, it's work. The phone is charging. We're good to go. The snake is about untapped potential and untapped power. The question was, how can you stir it from its slumber? It says an experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. So again, stretching the body, moving the body. Now it's a means of, I've expanded my mind, I've expanded my spirituality, my growth, and that means of healing, of understanding, of compassion, of accountability, of offering of sacrifice, of release, of adding in, of balance, all of these things, right? So it means that it's like now, okay, my body is having to catch up with all of that growth that I just had. And that is a means of unawakening a snake, right? When a snake sheds its skin, it sheds all of its skin. I recently have found that out, not recently, but this year, where it also sheds its eyes as well. It sheds everything. So get ready to shed everything, okay? It says, what is working? Oh, and the affirmation is, make haste. The snake card appears and there's no more time to waste. Again, you need to take that action. Like 12 said, the card said, you need to take action. You cannot just be like, oh, it's not that bad, and now evil is out here winning, and now it's going to be a lot harder later on. So when you are in balance, which is what is going to work for you this week, you are prosperous in a lot more ways than one. You are creative and you are charismatic, which is going to work in your favor, especially when you need to speak up about things that are very hard or heavy, and that are necessary and that you may have struggled with or that you need courage with, including for your career, things of that sort. When you're out of balance, you start and stop many things, which leads to they can't concentrate and they're just being restless. So to bring it to balance and or keep in balance is Kundalini yoga and or meditation. Okay, so that what is and is not working for you this week. So the dragonfly is a means of just moving versus being able to relax by the water. You need to pull that in, and they're both saying meditate. Both saying meditate and calm your body so that when you start moving, it's perfect, it's easy, you're ready to go. Okay. We're gonna go ahead. Let's do some hidden truth and some in the shadows. All right, so we're gonna do our hidden truth, and then we're gonna do in the shadows. Okay, this is just gonna get some clear messages and see what spirit has for you. That is the hidden truth that you are hiding from yourself, and then we're gonna do the same thing for in the shadows. See what is in your shadows and see what you may be hiding from yourself. The hidden truth is like your mind, your body, things that you kind of lie about on the day-to-day basis, things that you kind of think about but brush off. It's a little bit more prominent. It's the hidden truth. It's something that you know you're even lying about. That's why it's hidden. In the shadows, it's things that are like your intuition, your dreams, your subconscious, things that are like will kind of put us in a truth of thought and just a quick thinking or things of that sort. It's something that you have to dive a little bit deeper into to realize that, oh, this is why I'm feeling this way. This is why this is happening. This is why I need to heal. This is why I need to grow. This is why I need to go apologize. That's why. So the hidden truth is what you know, and the shadows is what you need to know. You know. Okay? So, for the hidden truth, what do we have for the collective that they are hiding from themselves for this week? For the hidden collective, for this week, for the hidden truth, what are they hiding from themselves? They're hiding from themselves. I wish. The fuck? I wish I knew. Anything else, Spirit, for the hidden truth that they're hiding from themselves in regards to this week? Anything that they're hiding from themselves in regards to this week? I see you want to come out. Do you want to come out now before I close you up? This is your final chance. Anything else? Anything else? All right, so again, this is the hidden truth. Things that you are trying to not find, things that are going on for you everywhere. Then, okay, so the hidden truth that you are trying to hide to yourself, convince yourself of, is I wish I had treated you better. I wish I could take back my words. I wish things could be different. You a wishing ass motherfucker, and that is okay. That is all right, because when we wish things, that means we are doing reflection. That means when we have some guilt, some regrets, some thinking about, we're like processing things. You know, we're understanding things. We're actually looking at it from an unbiased perspective. Hopefully, we're trying to clear out the waters, make sure that we're not taking this, things of that sort. So that is okay. It's just hilarious because I wish is quite hilarious over and over, because the last one is I knew exactly what I was doing. So it's this realization of knowing what you were doing in that moment in time, which is why you're trying to convince yourself, like, oh, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did this. I wish, because you knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were saying. You knew exactly how you will react. You knew exactly what your intentions were, your agenda was, whatever it is. You knew exactly what you were doing. You have the knowledge, the information, the conscious mind to put those out. So you wish you had treated somebody better because you knew you weren't. You wish you can take it back your words because you always just spouting up the mouth or just saying things or doing things, and it was just means of like, you knew it. You knew that word or that saying or that phrase or reacting in that way or that tone was going to do something. I wish things could be different, because now you're at a point of recognizing that you knew exactly what you were doing, no matter how much you try to convince yourself otherwise. Which brings us to the next one, which is I bury myself in work to forget you, because I look for you everywhere. You're looking for this person everywhere. You're looking for a sign to reach out to this person, for this person hopefully reach out to you. You are trying to bury yourself in any and everything so that way you don't have to look for this person everywhere, even though you are, because you know what you did. And sometimes, again, the more you're trying to run away from something, the more it's really on your ass. It reminds me of Hunter x Hunter, where it's like, you've accrued interest, right? And you can't get rid of it. And that's pretty much what you're doing. You're trying to get rid of something that is really attached to you because it is something that you experienced, you lived, you went through, you thought about, you interacted with, your energy, things of that sort. So you can try to bury yourself in your work because you're looking for somebody everywhere, because you're seeing them everywhere. And that isn't a means because you are afraid to contact someone. It says, I am afraid to contact you. The next one is, we both know I'm not the one for you. So it's in a means of understanding you knew what you did was fucked up. You know that you're not the right person because of those things that you fucked up, no matter how much you wish it could be different. So now you're trying to distract yourself and not actually approach things and actually do what the 12 and the 6 1 said and say things and actually be open and honest. You are not having the courage enough. I know it was in regards to career and things of that sort, but having the courage enough to speak up and do those things. if you know exactly what you were doing and you knew you didn't treat somebody good and you know that they're worth all these things, but you're seeing them everywhere, like, do something about that, right? I know we both know I'm not right for you. So if the person knows that and you know that and you also know you fucked up, take accountability for that and go do something about it. We also, the last card that we have for the hidden truth is I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson, right? So it's a means of, again, typically when you are saying I wish, it's like this reflection. Hopefully it is unbiased to yourself and unjaded in a means of where I truly want to go, but it is in a means of, again, that reflection. So if you're grateful for the spiritual lesson, that's why you're also afraid to contact the person, because you know that they're both not right and you may not get what you are looking for, which some people feel like if they get exactly what they're looking for to help their healing versus them getting exactly what they need, which is whatever the person is going to give them in the first place, right? Asking a question, presenting a topic, whatever it is, you have to be understanding that I'm not in this alone. Like, I'm not having this conversation by myself, I'm not doing this by myself, I wasn't in this by myself, right? So if you are grateful for the spiritual lesson, show your gratitude in action and don't allow evil to prevail, right? Because you knew what you was doing. Just because the person knows this person ain't right for me, I didn't like the stuff that they did, doesn't mean that they intentionally know that you did it. Let's get into the shadows, okay? Spirit, what do we have for in the shadows of the collective that they're hiding from themselves they don't know about for this week? We have for the collective for this week. Yeah. Anything else for the collective for this week about in the shadows? Yeah. So in the shadows, you you love this person, you care about this person, but you knew you were a fucked up person. And it's okay to recognize that you're a fucked up person. I've done some fucked up things and things of that sort, and it's okay to recognize that. But again, it's a means of, are you actively going to do something about the fucked up parts of yourself, or the habits, or the mindset, or things that don't work, because it does affect your relationships. That's this thing, right? In the shadows for you is, I don't know what to say. You really don't know what to say. You know you did some fucked up shit. You wish things could be different and better. You wish you didn't do some of the things, which is why you're distracting yourself. But it's quite hard to know what to say if you're continuously distracting your mind, continuously avoiding something. It's quite hard to know, I'm going to say something about this, but I'm also not going to think about the thing that I don't know what to say about. How can you know what to say? Like, oh yeah, I'm giving a presentation, but I haven't studied it, I haven't looked it up, I haven't thought about it, but I'm giving a presentation on it. How? Of course you don't know what to say. Of course you're a little scared, right? You know all of these things, that you're not right for this person, but you still want to do something about it. Of course you know what to say, so now you're avoiding. And we don't want to do that. So admit that you don't know what to say, and just start with that, right? We have, you didn't imagine it. They didn't imagine how you treated them, what you said, how you acted. They didn't imagine the relationship. They didn't imagine whatever you did, right? You didn't imagine it. And you know that. And that's also why you need to say something, because in somebody's mind, if they're thinking, was that really real? And I'm not saying that they can't heal, they can't grow, but that can also help them so that it doesn't prevail. Or in the next relationship, they have to, like, damn, am I over imagining shit? No. Right? So help them. If you truly care about them, if you truly love them, you wish things were different. Things can't be different, but things can still evolve. Things can still transform. You can still transmute that afraid energy into courage and actually doing something about it, right? So they didn't imagine it, right? And then you actually know that you really shouldn't reach out to this person because they was like, fuck no, don't. Send healing and love their way, okay? It says, I know more than you think. Because that also leads back to, I knew exactly what I was doing. So you know more than you think. It says, we are more alike than I admit, right? So when you are with somebody, if we're thinking about the spiritual lesson, and you're thinking about that mindset, and now your new truth, and where you're going, you are more like this person you care to admit, right? In a lot more ways than one. So the way that you were acting and a reaction is like, damn, what if somebody can do this to me? Has this been done to me? That I see myself in them and I decided to do some external self-harm, right? Because if we're thinking about self-love, that's typically when you're loving somebody, you also love yourself, but it's giving a lot more external self-love and giving that in that way. Versus if you don't really love yourself, it leads to people-pleasing. It leads to control. It leads to all these things. And when you know more than someone and you're more like than you admit, sometimes you'll be like, I see myself in them a little too much. And you start treating yourself the way that you treat yourself. So, like I said, before this week or whatever, it has been the evolution, the change of your emotions and your spirit and the growth of that. So you're more likely you think and you're grateful for the spiritual lesson, which means something else for you, right? So you know more than this person because you knew exactly what you were doing. That's why you're also grateful for the spiritual lesson, because you recognize within that you were like them, and that's also probably why you feel this way. Because you also have, I do wish you well. You do not mean harm to this person. You don't mean evil. I was gonna say ne'er do well, but that's something different. So you don't want that. You do wish the person well. It also says I hope that you're happy. So again, it's this means of like you were intentionally doing things, but it was this intentional way of recognizing that I was spilling out on them what I wasn't actually managing myself, right? We have, I hope I will see you again sometime, which again, this is in your shadows. This is, you want to see this person, which is why you're thinking about them, trying to avoid thinking about them. You want to see this person. You want to reconcile. You want to fix things. You don't know what to say, but you know that you know more than them. You know that you did some things. And so, yeah. If you're able to, just take a moment, especially with Mercury being in retrograde, just take a moment. That's where that yoga, that breath work, right? That meditation and things of that sort, and going in nature and calming your body, taking a nap if that's what you need, taking an extra shower, exercising or dancing, because that also helps me with meditating. And just, I don't want to sit still, but I also don't want to sit on my phone. You need to move, so exercising or dancing, or whatever you need to do, just to kind of, okay? Spirit, final messages for the collective for this week. Final messages for the collective for this week. We got self-love is top tier. It absolutely is, because the love that you give yourself, when you feel like you are depleting on that, you'll recognize it. Because when you love yourself, that should go with caring about yourself, nurturing yourself, listening to yourself. Okay, so self-love is top tier. We also got that for you in the love reading, right? But we also got that in the career reading. But we also got that in the Proverbs. Self-love is top tier because it's telling you you have to love yourself enough to stand in your truth, speak up for your truth, speak up for others, be there, be prominent, not allow things to slip or slide, right? So it is allowing that, which is very true, because we also got to speak the fuck up. You have to speak the fuck up. That also leads to the guards of the in the shadows and the hidden truth. You have to speak up, right? You can't just say, oh, I understand I did something wrong, and you don't do anything about what you knew you did wrong. Fix that shit. Repair that shit. Mend that shit. Okay? Heal it. All right? So it's this understanding of that, to speak the fuck up. We have abundance flowing in, which is 888, right? That is prosperity. That is the good fortune. That is the more that I'm doing me, the more that me will start doing me. We're going to go with it. We're going to roll with it because we're flowing with it. So abundance is flowing in. Again, that is an expansion of opportunities, of ideas, of creativity, of aspects of friends, relationships, right? This will allow you to launch into a different world completely. But you have to be ready, which leads to the snake of what is going to work for you, of tapping into that, right? And then also into the dragonfly. When you are able to tap into that, you are very powerful, right? You are allowing those things in. So this will cause you to have a final verdict, and you're going to need to choose wisely. You're going to need to choose wisely, and the best way to choose wisely is when your body feels like it has the capability of making a wise decision. Can you clarify third party for me, please? Clarify third party for me, please. Spirit for the week, for the collective. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, so I just wanted clarity on third party. They gave me take a hike and ancestral communication. So this is letting me know that there could be some third parties that can be acting with you. Third parties could be, I'm hearing things that have been ingrained in your DNA, in your family, right? So allowing that third party is things like, oh, we always did this in my family. This is what we always do. We always act like that, or this always runs in our family, right? I'm hearing something that's been passed down. If we think about a lot of trauma within the Black community, right, across this dysphoria, words be fucking mad. But around that, and why we all kind of share a lot of this underlying thing, but that's because of the colonizers and things of that sort, and that trauma and how that is carried. So we got ancestral communication coming in as well with the 333, and taking a hike will help you to navigate even those third parties, right? So it can be third parties from people's negative thinkings. They're trying to, evil eye it in a sense, right? Or they're just this means of just people just being out here in the regular world, just regular worldly things, which leads to the protection and all things that you do. So ancestral communication is here to help you with those third parties, those external forces, whether they be in the physical world and or the non-physical world. So take a hike, continuously stay in balance, stay in the expansion of nature, and open that up, because that is what's happening. Because we got a lot of angel numbers. And I love it. It was 888333, and now we got 999, which is transformative ending. This is letting me know that this is approaching for you, right? This is happening, which leads to the storm, which leads to the 61 car with the water getting disrupted and is no longer seeing that, oh, the lake was never the sky. It's that transformative ending, a perspective, a mindset of actions, right? So it's a mean and a needs of taking that. And sometimes it comes with a deep, intimate connection. And sometimes it needs a strategy as well. We got 222. And the reason why I'm putting these two together, deep, intimate connection, as well as strategy needed before action is taken, is because you have to have a deep, intimate connection with yourself. So that way, again, your heart is also aligned with your emotions, right? So that way, when you are making that final decision, when you are living your life, or when you decide to approach this person, or when you decide to speak up and go against a really bigger issue, whether it's equality or injustice or whatever it is, or just a pay raise or whatever it is, it's this means of you need a deep, intimate connection with yourself. So that way you're thinking with positive thoughts, positive faith, positive intentions, and actions. And that actions allows you to have a clear, focused, driven strategy, right? Which is needed before action is taken. So when you have a deep, intimate connection with self, it allows you to strategize. Okay? So that allows us to honor your boundaries. This week you're going to be about honoring your boundaries, which is why you need to speak the fuck up, which is why you need to be more vocal, more active in your life and speaking up, okay? And that's why Spirit said, so we're here again. Casper, the scared ass ghost. Again, you cannot be afraid to live your life, because then others will willingly live it for you, and it will never be truly lived. It will never be truly experienced. You won't feel any hurt. You won't feel any pain. You'll be numb, very melancholy, right? Just very sad. And we don't want that for you. We don't need that for you, okay? So this week it's about speaking up, taking action in your life, being driven, right? This is the truth. This is wrong. This is bad. This is like, there is no more illusion. There is no more in between. There is no more straddling the fence in your love life, in your career, in your everyday life. There's no more straddling the fence. And that includes with the hidden truth and in the shadows. No more straddling the fence. Either you're going to talk about this person and you're going to heal. Either you're going to talk to this person, and or you're going to allow yourself to stop distracting yourself and actually deal with the issue that you have with this person, right? There is no in between, okay? So I thank you guys for watching, tuning in, and you can again watch these live on my Instagram at Latisse_moon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as special astro days. I don't think when I record it falls on the full moon, so I'll be hopping on here on the full moon, which will be really fun and exciting. But you can find me on any platform at Latisse_moon. like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way we can continually grow and share this information. I love you guys, but love yourselves more, okay? Till next time.